We're going to get started. I'm going to go in and just manage kind of the options portfolio that I have going on. Some of these things we've covered in past coaching and mentoring sessions. So those of you that are joining me that are coming in from the coaching side of things, you might actually see some of your trades in here. If you're brand new, this is kind of the trade samples and examples that I deal with on coaching and mentoring folks that I work with one-on-one. And if you want to hop in on a session or a call in the future, just reach out on our website, TRADERSFLY.com, and you can book a session as well there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in a couple of positions here on as well. The market right now is doing things a little bit, upside, but one day I say it doesn't make a trend, but there are some trades that are kind of viable. Keep in mind anything that we cover and discuss here, they're not recommendations to buy, sell, or trade, just my own opinion, and these are simulated trades for different people and different accounts that I've worked with in the past and am working with in the future, because I like to have some trades going as I talk to people. Sometimes the sessions are at nighttime if I'm dealing with someone from Asia or international in Germany. I've got some people over in Australia as well that I work with. So anyway, let's take a look at some of this stuff. If you've got questions, feel free to hop on and ask some questions. You can also join the Discord server, which will be doing some more announcements here soon. That way you can get notified as I go live right here, kind of like this. And I'm going to just send that quick message out right now as we're chatting here. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and do a couple of positions evaluations. I went ahead and, last week I was at the lake house there. I did add to the queues a little bit more, selling some puts. So this is something that I did. The hedge that you looked at last week, here's how it's doing. In case you were curious, you could also review those videos. So here is that hedge right there. So you can check that out. This is our back ratio spread, the 5 and 10 spread. And it's basically up $247, right? It's not that I didn't take a hit last week or this last week with the sell-off. It's just that this hedge or the other hedges that we put on, they help cushion the blow. That's all that we're doing. It's like that way, if you're normally planning to, or about, let's say you're losing $1,000, well, these hedges, let's say they help you $300. Well, now you only lost $700 instead of the 1,000. And you can hedge as much or as little as you want. That's so you don't have to keep tinkering the position back and forth all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and take this hedge off right now. I mean, it's almost maxed out, right? I made 247 out of 270 at most. I could try and let it expire, but if I do get a snap up, it could be a little problem. So most of the money's already made there. So I will close that out anyway. There's no point to leave it there. And pop that there. Okay, so some of the things that, with the market activity here as I look at this, and again, I've already managed my live account, so I already kind of know the market, what it's doing and how it's behaving. QQQs, I've already added to this position here yesterday or the day before on the down day. So that's why you'll see, if you compare the previous portfolio on the previous day, if you rewatch, I've got a couple, like 2 contracts spread right here. And that's why it's profitable as well right away, is because I added it the other day on a down market. So it's up $53 or so. And we'll just let this continue to kind of grow. And I'm going to go ahead and add to that again today. So we'll go in. I've already got positions at 66 days. So I do not want to put more in that same expiration. Why not? Why do I want to put more in the same spot? I don't. So I want to make sure I'm diversified all over the place. So I'll throw some stuff in the 45. It doesn't really matter where you place it. I'm kind of trying to do a range of, let's say, between 30 to 90. Does it matter if I go 45, 36, 79, 93? For most average people, no. In general, the closer I go, it's going to have more price risk. That's just the nature of trading shorter duration. So I'm okay with that for now at a 45 days. I could go somewhere between, again, you could see I'm not being, I need a 25 delta, 27 delta, 32 delta. It's not that precise. It's like I need somewhere between a 20 and a 30 delta. That's kind of what I'm looking at. And I'm going to go ahead and set up and sell a couple more verticals. So I'll do a 370 here, and let's go to a 366. Collect about 85 cents, because again, now I'm allocating my spreads at different points and at different expirations, right? Not in one spot. So boom, I'm going to try to send this in. Let's see, 98 cents. Let's see if I can get a full buck. That would be great. So we'll let it sit. I'll put it in my long portfolio here on the platform, and we'll let it sit, right? Let it wait. Don't rush into it. Some of the stuff I did today in my live account was some of these 50-50 spreads. You could see Lulu here. Basically, it's $2.50, nothing. Today it's down. Yesterday it was up. So that one's kind of just doing its thing. But I'm going to do the same thing here on stuff like Roku, which I already did in my live account, by the way. So I'm just looking for a little snap up. I'm not saying, hey, this is going to go up to the moon, or I'm not saying I'm a long investor in it. I'm saying for a trade, okay, what I would do, similar to kind of maybe you could do a Twitter, you could do a Zoom. These are all kind of stocks that are kind of moving. So I did Roku today for a trade, and I popped it in, and I'll do the same here on this paper account. I popped it in. I have to watch the earnings as I do this. 217, so you cannot trade past 217. So 217, here's 218. Why can't I trade past 217? Earnings, volatility. There's a problem with the volatilities, so I have to get the 31 days, okay? Now, I'll go here right at the money, buy this one, sell that one. 248 is the spread. I'd like to be under the 250, 260 range. And that's good because now I'm risking almost the same as I'm trying to make. And we'll try to get out at about a 40 to 60% profit. So 243, even better. Let's see if we can get one filled. Okay, and I'll put that in the 50-50 spread. We'll try and work that order. Oh, got filled real quick. Okay, so let's now work it. That was a good, or that was a QQQ. No, Roku. Okay, so here's how I'm going to work this order because I want to build this up a little bit. Here's how we'll do the order. I'll go in, I'll do analyze. See, it's 243 was the fill rate, right? 225. It's probably a paper platform, so you don't always get that good fill rates on the live account because I know when I did it on the live account, it wasn't that good, and I got it at a lower rate too. So what you're trying to do is, look, 225, if you get 225, I'll try and do 220. I'll try and do another one at 215. Try and do another one at 205. And I'll try and do, probably one about 245. Let's see, let's try to do another one at let's do another one at 210. All right, let's trade. Let's pop it in. Let's start with a 210. I'm going to send that in, put it in there. I'm going to send that in, pop that in there. Let's see if any of these get filled while we chat, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so here they're kind of, let's see if we'll kind of work it here a little bit and kind of go from there. All right, there we go. We got these orders working. So they are working. There they are, working. I already have this one on the Qs working. So we'll see if those get worked. I did another one. My alert for Lucid LCID actually did go off. So I already got into this on my live account. Just to show you here, it's actually doing fairly well. On this breakout right here, when it broke out, I got in it. So we'll try to do the same thing on this, on the LCID, and we'll do the trade. This thing trades very well, so it's quite liquid. It's like 46 million or so shares right now. I have to check the earnings, as always, 221. So there we go. There's all the Rokus coming in, 210, 220, 210, 215. Okay, perfect. And then we still have, see, when you wait, they work well, and then the others at 205 and $2 are not working yet. So you can see, hey, if I would have put everything at 225. Okay, so let's do Lucid. So 221. Make sure we don't do 221. All right, so 38 days. Let's try it, take a shot. I'm gonna do a $2 wide spread, should pay about $1.05 or so, depending on where it is. They're 90 cents, okay, perfect. 90 cents, and we'll try and build this up. Let's see if we can get 43 and 45. What is that, about $1? 80 cents, that's a good deal. Okay, so Let's try 75 cents. And let's see if we get a couple of these. Let's first try 75. I'm going to put it into my 50-50 spread because I'm trading these because, you know, I don't know how well the market's going to be doing in the next week or two, but I know that for now I'm going to put on and nibble a little bit because look, already it's 98 cents. But I know I'm just throwing a few darts out there, spreading and sprinkling the capital a little bit in different spots. And we'll see if this bites tomorrow a little more. And that's why I don't want to put on like, you know, 50 lots or 30 lots or something like that. There's no need to do that. Not to mention I use a lot of this for teaching, so I don't trade like huge. Just put a few contracts on here to kind of discuss it. Let's try one at 95. And we'll see if we get any of these filled. If not, you tweak the price, right? You just kind of let them sit. Let them work. Let them work. Your money's there to work. All right, so let's go in and let's see. I've got some chats here coming in as well. When spreads are contracting, time to grab a handful. Yeah, John, you could. Hey, Napoleon, how you doing? Hey, John. So yeah, when spreads are contracting, it depends what you mean by that, but you know, when there's movement or when there's a big sell-off, like, you know, like look at PayPal, there's always a move, then a counter move to the other side. Like look at this, we went down, then you get the snap up. DKNG was another one I was looking at. This one I'm going to play a cheap trade. I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to go like again 225. So I'm going to go like a 35 dollar strike. I'm going to do a speculative play. I don't think I have anything here. Speculative weekly trades. Let's change the weeklies and rename it to spec trades right now, because those are kind of spec and weeklies. Rename spec and weeklies. Okay, so we'll put the trades in there, and that way if I go with a DKNG, like let's say it can pop, I don't really know, I'm just saying a cheap shot at 35. The current expected move as I watch this, the stock can move about $5-6, let's say about $5. So $27 plus 5. So you're looking at $32 or so, but there's no 32 strike, right? So if we do a butterfly kind of positioned here, we just need it to kind of move. I could do a all call butterfly here, not an iron butterfly. And I'm just kind of hedging my risk a little to the downside. It's just like a cheap shot. You could say like a lotto shot. It's $57. And if it pops, you make about 57. So it's kind of like you're trying to do like 100% return or something. You know, could be even 50%. Just trying to get it to pop and then you're out. That's it. Yeah, doing well, Napoleon. Doing all right. You know, but any day above ground's a good day. Okay. Yeah. So what we'll do here is we'll try and throw like this cheap shot right here at a 50. Actually, before I do that, and we'll try another one, right? Because I want to allocate. You know, it's not a ton of money, so we'll do 2 butterflies, and I'll do this on the spec and weeklies. We'll see if that gets filled. If not, then we'll do that one. We'll let it wait, and we'll see how the price is acting and behaving. So there's another couple to throw on, and I'm trying to do actually a little shorter volatility. There, oh, Lucid got filled. See, just waiting a little bit allows it to kind of come in. Lucid right here. There it is, filled. What do we got? A 1. Yeah, see, it's good to wait for those because even then it's not the best fill. What do we got? Okay, so, and we've got some more working orders. Lucid, yeah, so it's waiting. What did we get filled on Lucid? So we know they're willing to trade around 95. I don't think I will get filled on these Lucids at 75, probably not. So let's bump it to like 90. In the meantime, there's Lucid. I don't see, who knows? What do I know? They get filled earlier, but again, paper platform. You know, it's not always. And I've got one more at 75. Well, why not leave that one working at 75? Okay, so I've got a little bit of position now in Lucid built up. That's how we do it. Is just build it out. Lulu, just chopping around. And Roku's kind of, there we go. We've got a couple filled, and we still got a few that we're trying to get filled on the $2, 205. You know, I'm trying to undercut the market a little bit, right? So if it pulls back, it's kind of like, boom, it goes down, and then you buy it, right? That's what it's trying to do. Okay, so let's check this out. What else we've got going on? The other ones I was watching, there's the IBM. I did a review on IBM on my Critical Charts channel today, and actually this ARK Invest, ARK Innovation ETF, if you guys want to check it out, it's on that other channel as well. It's all the technicals about it. But the one I did, XLP, I did this one short in my live account. That one worked out okay. AMD starting to pop. I just don't want to trade it right now. It's got our earnings right here coming up. Same thing with Netflix. Like, I would love to hop in on Netflix, but this sucker's got earnings coming up, so I don't touch it right now. There's just too much there going on. And then what do we've got? What was the other stuff I was looking at? The PNG was popping and then sold off, right? So this one, if I was trying to nibble and get into it, I'd start looking at it, but again, I've got earnings, so that's a little bit of the problem with some of these things. Is right now I'm starting to look at what do I've got that I can trade for nibbling things, and what it comes down to actually is I've got maybe like home builders right here. I start looking at ETFs, XHB starts looking interesting. And then this XLP I traded. XLE's the financials. Actually, I'd probably go short the financials. I know everybody's like saying, hey, it's going to go up now really well because of the interest rate hikes. But actually, now that it's been popping so well, I mean, from the lows, we've popped 22% for financial. I mean, that's huge. Granted, the one thing I am concerned here is A to B, B to C, C to D maybe, so maybe a little later. And then this China. This one I might look to take a little pop on. But, you know, you don't want to over allocate in one day. I would rather allocate a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit the next day, that kind of thing. So I just kind of look at ETFs a little bit, or things like Zoom, meaning stocks that have earnings really far away. Those are the types of stuff that I would look for. So I have an earnings sorter here. So on mine, so if I go into my weeklies, I'll go to earnings and I can sort it. And now I can look at these stocks that have a further away earnings. And that allows me to now trade these. And this Walgreens is doing way too well. So, and earnings are far. Why don't we do a bearish position on this one? Just because it's nice to have some bearish positions. Let's see if we can actually do it. Here I've got a WBA. Liquidity is okay. It looks like about 4 million, and it's in March. I'm going to go about 45 days. We'll do bearish, try to get about a $1.10 spread maybe or so. $1.30, that's expensive. Because when you go $2 wide, you could get about $1 spread, but I'm aiming for about $1.10 if I can. Let's see. Not this one. Let's see. This one's 53. This one is 55. There we go. $1.07. Okay. So this one's doable. I like this one. Let's try and get a $1.05. And we'll do a $1.06 and try and get a buck as well. If I can get that filled, that'd be great. Okay. So I'll just do 3 for now. Because if it goes up on me, these things are at a full loss. They're not salvageable. Okay, and then this $1.05. We'll see if we get filled on that. Just kind of letting it work. What about Uber? What about Uber? Let's check it out, Napoleon. Uber. Okay, what would you do on Uber? What are you thinking? You know, I see consolidation here on this one. You know what I would do, actually. This is a sideways trend. It's going sideways. What would you do on Uber, Napoleon? Okay, I know what I would do. I could trade it. I could put something on. I got an idea. What's your thought? Okay, let's see. 47. Okay, so as weird as this is a little more advanced. I usually just do this kind of stuff maybe more in coaching sessions, but as for Uber goes, this at 47 volatility, maybe a little high for doing something like this, but actually the problem, there's a couple of issues here. I got earnings on 2/9, so I only got like 30 some days to go until I have earnings to deal with, but I don't know which way it's going to break. This thing could explode higher. It could actually go lower. But here's what I would do on Uber, me personally, but this is, again, more, like I said, more advanced. Double check the earnings, 2/9. Oh, 2/9. So you can see right here, this is the problem. I have to do this expiration. That's only 24 days. It's actually a bit of an issue. I don't want to do it because it's too tight on stuff right now. I would probably actually buy an iron condor on this rather than sell an iron condor. That's kind of what I would look at. I guess I could do it as a sample trade for examples, but normally I wouldn't do it with that. You know, I need more days. I wouldn't do it, but let's go in and let's do this. I'll show you what I was thinking. If I had more days, I would do something like this, just in case you were curious. Let's see, did I set that up right? I don't even know what I set up here. Okay, I'm on the puts, 42. Brain isn't thinking always correctly, right? So what do I got? Puts, I'm buying the 42, selling the 40. This one, I think I need to flip one of these. There we go. Okay, so I'd actually do this on Uber. In certain situations, buying an iron condor is actually feasible, but you have to understand when. So yes, you get a theta hit though on these. So that's the bit of the issue, and most people don't understand that, and it actually is a bit of a problem. With Uber, one contract, I don't mind doing one contract. Here, it's also a simulated account, but normally I wouldn't do it because there's not enough time, but maybe somebody will talk about that with me on a coaching session in the future. I'll just call it under spec for now. We'll throw it in there, see what happens. Small little trade, but it's basically, it's a gamma iron condor. You're trading it off the gamma or the volatility movement as it kind of moves and whips around. Ooh, Roku's picking up nice. Look at that. Since we just put it on 155, and I got this in my live account here too. So yeah, so anyway, that's kind of the way I would look at it. Now, after a while, when you're not getting filled like this DKNG, you can see it's trading at 55. I got 52. You could push at least one order, and then there's Uber, got filled. And you could try and push an order through, but let's see, what are we at? 55. It's not even getting filled. Let's try 54. Okay, let's let that go. The other ones, Lucid, waiting. We'll do that one. And Roku, it's fine. We'll leave that. Qs, I'm still waiting, but I'll push the Qs a little more. See if I can get 92 cents. Then I'll reorganize that later. Okay, and then Lulu is waiting to close, so that's fine. So I got those working orders for now. And if they don't fill, if sometimes they don't fill, then that's totally okay. Then the order closed out and it's done, and I could try again tomorrow. As for the current positions, I mean, I got some bullish things. Obviously, with a bullish market, it's doing okay. This Peloton's finally picking up. If you watch like 2-3 weeks ago, man, I kept trading this sucker. It's still down a little bit, but I was putting it on kind of consistently. It's kind of like this Zoom position. I take a shot on Zoom, but Zoom's just horrible. So when you look at it, if I do the trade and the earnings are far, I do a back ratio on it. You got 176 is the price. Earnings are at 3.7, so I've got 3.7. Yeah, I could go 45 days. I just do a back ratio. Buy a back ratio because I need to protect it because it's just tanking. Like, it's just tanking. It's not doing well. Yeah, you're welcome, Napoleon. Okay, so here we go. I start watching this. Actually, what am I doing? Not the call side, sorry. We'll sell a vertical. Oh, there's butterfly DKNG coming in. You can see how if you're patient with it, it works out well, right? So a lot of people, they try and push the trade or they do market orders, and it's like, no. You don't do market orders. Market orders is when you totally need to get out, when you're panicked. If you're putting on a market order, you're probably panicked. Okay, hello from India. Your content is awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Sharad. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't get a lot of people from India as much. I mean, if people watch it, I just don't interact with them as much. None of them do any coaching sessions or something. I don't know how the Indian market is over there. Is Apple moved too much already? Too much, which way, William? Too much up or down? What are you thinking? Are you looking long-term, short-term? What's your thought process? Let's do custom, and then we'll buy an extra put there. And we'll do, okay, 6. We'll go like this. Okay. We'll get an extra put. There we go. So this is what I would look at for Zoom, is I'm just hedged and protected. This way, if it goes down, it's much smoother. Trying to make 710. If it pulls back, at least it's a little more stable. I do something like this. This is my swing trade. Short term to the upside, William says, for Apple. Let's see, how short is short term? That's the question. I think, again, short term, this thing has earnings on 127. That's a bit of a problem. That's not too far away. So you do have support right at around 170. So I think it's fine. If you're really looking to trade it, you'll probably get into trouble around 180. So right now this thing is boxed in, and it's probably just going to wiggle a little bit longer, I'm thinking. We're just trending kind of sideways right now because you know, it got oversold a bit. Let me check one other thing here. Yeah, so we got oversold a bit, so we got extended. We came to the average, oversold a little, snapping back to the average. So we are right at the average, actually. It could actually go either way right now, but 180 is the high, and you got kind of this as your low, so you're right there boxed in. So right now it's a, hey, I have no idea range. So from a short term, I don't think it moved too far to the upside. I think if you're long investing, it's actually still okay because you're still at the lower end. But the problem here is you've got earnings coming up, and that's really a pain. Hi, Assign Rodriguez. What's up, Sasha? I remember looking up how to read candlesticks, and your videos came up first. That was 2 years ago. Been trading ever since. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, candlesticks, great stuff. Yeah, I typically use bars like this, open, high, low, close bars. That's what I like to do. It's more compressed. For you guys, I usually film with the candlesticks because it's easier to see on video for that kind of stuff. So I usually do this for video streaming and purposes. But yeah, thanks. Okay, so we've got Zoom filled. Yeah, crappy fill. We could see this is the problem. I wasn't as patient or focused maybe. So this one started down pretty nasty, but that's okay. It's protected. It'll probably wiggle around a bit. So I think the average is probably around 150 negative, but I probably should have worked that order more. So work your orders. I did not work that order like I did with the other ones. So like Lucid here, I'm working, but Zoom got filled too quick. When you get filled, if you get filled in 1 to 5 seconds, you probably overpaid. I'll put it to you that way. That's just trading. If you got filled within 5 seconds or less, you probably overpaid. Okay, so let's see. There was something else I wanted to do on this one. Okay, so I've got this DKNG filled on some butterflies. I'm going to move some of this stuff around. That's going to be in the speculative. So I'm going to move this speculative, Microsoft that closed out. Qs, I'm still working. SPY, I got a ton of stuff on SPY. Like if you open this up, there's a lot of inventory there. I probably could add to SPY a little bit. I usually add like a little every week. It's just, and I got rid of the back ratios. So you can see I've got a ton of stuff in here. There it is. There's the Qs actually. Perfect. They got filled. And yeah, let's just add some more on SPY. You can see I've got some trades there. 45 days. We'll do something simple. We'll do one kind of right at the money. Couple points out. Let's take a look here. What do we got? Just something like this. Their skew on the ETFs and indexes are a little different, so you can't get a perfect like 50-50 spread, or like, you know, verticals are a little different, especially now with the market the way it is. So you almost have to go a little bit out of the money because they kind of trend upward, but it's just because of the skew on them. Anyway, the other thing I could do, let me check the other thing I want to check is my theta, right? My theta is negative, so I could also just sell a vertical put, sell some vertical puts against it to keep my theta lower. That might be a good idea here, somewhere around 27, the 450, nice round number. And we'll go here, and that'll cut my theta just a little bit back down under 1. So I've got 1 theta negative, and then if I sell this one, my theta will be under 1. So I kind of want to do something like that. Try to work that order again, get 68 cents instead of 66. And we'll see if we can get filled on that. And that'll be under long portfolio. And we'll pop that in, and we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see if we get filled. If not, then I tweak the trade, or I'll redo it tomorrow, or that kind of thing. And then the rest, you kind of just keeping an eye on. Okay, there's, say, look at this zoom. What is going on here? Now it's up 387. So there's a lot of whippiness that goes on. PepsiCo, Disney, we talked about the other week. It's still doing its thing. I mean, look, some of the trades, when they work well, they work fine. There's not much to do. Reviewed the last, was a couple weeks ago, video I did on Disney where we kept adding to it. And we did some, there it is. You know, this one's probably ready to come off. And let me check this one. What is this? This is a put and a call. So I've got the calls here, right here. That's coming in real nicely. And then the puts that I sold here, these are barely doing anything because I just added these, I guess, not too long ago. That's why they're not as profitable. So this one, I will take this off. This one's mostly done. And I will work this order as well. For, let's see, I'm trying to sell it for 460, 472, make 227 on it. And I'll see if I get a nice even 475, create that order. We'll change it to a good till cancel. And just let that sit. I think it's under swing trading. And there we go. We'll let that work. And once it gets filled, it gets filled. That's it. I don't have to really worry too much about it. PepsiCo, same thing. Let's check that out. So this is just kind of managing current positions. I got 3 contracts, you know, trying to make 685. You're about halfway there. Out of 600, you're making 300 and some. Again, just take a contract off. So we'll go in, we'll do 1 contract. Let's try and do 384. Create duplicate order. Good till cancel. Swing trade. Pop that in. Oh, that one got filled fast. Let's try 388 for the other one, I guess. Because you see, if I got filled too quick, then that means I overpaid or didn't get as much on my sell side. So we'll try this one. Good till cancel. Swing trade here. Pop that in and let that work. So now, you know, just taking some profits off. That's it. That's part of the business. Here's the Tesla, that Iron Condor I think I put on. Say it's still not doing that much, but it's a bullish Iron Condor and it's cheaper. So you could review that when I put that one on. Stone, that was doing poorly. Bank of America is doing fine. Got tons of contracts I think that I took off of this. Didn't matter which bank you got this last time. Okay, so 10 contracts. I think these are almost done. Yeah, these are they're gonna expire almost. But I got earnings on these banks. I think, what is it, in like 10 days? Bank of America, yeah, 119. What did it get filled? SPY, there it is. SPY, patient. Bank of America, yeah, this thing is fully, that's it. This one's done. That's a done position. I'm actually not even gonna force it. 5 cents is pretty cheap, so just close it out, call it a day on that one. So that's just done. Profit taken. Okay, BABA, it's a 2-1 spread. So BABA, you can take a look. This is that back ratio, same thing we just did on Zoom, and you can see how this pans out. I mean, this is what they do. There's no, you can't take off half because it's a 2-to-1, because I didn't risk as much, but it's, once it gets to about $100, I'd probably take it off. So, because I'm halfway then to my profits. So once it gets to about 120, 100, you know, you kind of look at it. What would I risk here? Because see, look, if I risk 81, so let's say with some theta, because this line will keep going down. If I risk like 120, then I probably want to aim for about a 120 on this, something like that. So I will go in and just set a closing order, and you know, for a debit. And you'll wonder, why is it a negative? Why is it a negative debit? It's because there's still risk within the trade. So I'll see if I can get 80 cents negative debit. Create duplicate order, and it's going to be good till cancel. So that way it'll just close that out for me. So I don't, you know, I don't have to watch this portfolio as much, because I'm not in this account portfolio as much as my regular account. So sometimes I only look at this account actually at night. And then, yeah, so you can see those orders are just kind of sitting there, and there's Zoom again whipping around. So, okay, so we've got this Bank of America, we're out. I'll just move that to unallocated, that's done. Visa, we've got some stuff going on. All right, so here I've got, these puts are done. So you can see they're fully, you're trying to make, I think, 100, 112, and you're at 98. So also done. And they've got January 14th. I could let them expire. I mean, how far away is this? And when is earnings? Because if you don't want to put new positions on, that's when I say I'll let it expire. If I want to reduce the risk, then I take it off. But here's the thing, is I am actually risking, like, look, people think you're risking 888 on this trade, which is right here, that's the max, but it is actually 888 plus the 98 that I have. So you're actually risking about a full $1,000, because it's this risk plus the profits. And plus, if you want to look at the other thing that you could have invested in, that's also things to consider. So usually I take this off, but why don't we close it out? There's no need to have it. See if I just do it for 5 cents. Create duplicate order, good till cancel. Swing, I just don't need that exposure, right? And we'll see if we'll close that. The other one, I still have other puts. You can see in this other expiration, I'm layering. This one, you know, it's not profitable. So this one is not working out as well. So between the two of them, you're kind of like breaking even. That's why it's only $8 here on profit. Okay, so DKNG I've got going. Some of these positions are kind of working. Roku's popping all over the place. So we'll see how this pans out and looks later on. I don't think I want to over add too much today, because I don't know if this thing is going to get into this level and then reject. That could be a problem. We've had some significant volume here. If this starts breaking and we start trending to the upside, could add more long positions. But for the time being, that's pretty much all I would do right now, at least for this portfolio size. If I had a larger portfolio, you do more. If you have a smaller portfolio, you do less. That's just the nature of things. Let me see, NVIDIA, what do I have left in here? That one's not looking correct. I did take some stuff off. I think I just have this, yeah, these put verticals that I'm losing on. Yeah, so I think that's basically all I would do right now. Apple is just, I got a ton of stuff in here too. And if you're wondering, with the longer duration on that, like, look at this mess on Apple. Yeah, I'd probably get out of a lot of different things with time on Apple. before the earnings. So even though you have a lot of stuff, I have to trim these positions. But you can see here's the back ratio. It's doing well. So I'll take that profit actually right now, only because I need to start reducing these positions on Apple. If you're always doing long portfolio on like Apple, then you could run them through earnings, because then if you're running through earnings like multiple years in a row, then it's fine. But in my case, I don't usually like to run through earnings. So I will pare down positions, and I'm not even going to work the trade as much on these few, just to kind of push them through a little quicker. That one, we'll just wait a bit, and that one will wait. So I'll just start pairing a couple on the Apple just to reduce size. I just got a lot of stuff there. If it was SPY, like I have a ton of on SPY, but I just don't do, there's no earnings on SPY, so I could just let these things keep accumulating and expiring or whatever. But for Apple, I've got earnings. So with SPY and Qs, like I don't have earnings there, so I could do a lot of inventory in there. I never want to put anything in one spot, in one area on one day, because then what's going to happen is that account will blow up because you're putting everything in one area. Okay, so that's kind of it for me for today. I hope you guys have a rockin' and cool week ahead. Markets continues to trend up, so I guess for now it's a nice little bounce, and we'll see if this continues to push tomorrow. But today, Lucid's doing well, I guess, for me. Okay, we'll see if this continues to push into tomorrow. What are the biggest sell-offs here? What do we got? Big sell-off, BNTX and Moderna. That's not good. Novavax, Pizza, Domino's, Papa John's Pizza. And then we've got short-term futures, steel, Nucor, so industrial stuff, and cigarettes. Okay, and Altria, camping world. Okay, and IBM's pushing back up a little bit. All right. So anyways, enjoy the week ahead, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. Feel free to check out the other channel where I review more on charts. And let me know if you like these recaps where we're going in more portfolio management, or if you prefer maybe like individual positions where we just do like a single trade, because I did one of those the other day. And I'm not sure if people like the longer videos where we're looking at multiple things within the portfolio, or if you like just kind of like an individual trade with an individual strategy broken into different videos. So thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you.